Welcome to your comprehensive interactive study breakdown of Chetna Maru's Western Lane, a Booker-shortlisted novella of profound restraint. In this guide, we'll explore how silence, the squash court, and the unsaid become powerful expressions of grief and coming of age in a British-Gujarati family. We'll dissect key literary terms, analyze exam techniques, and uncover how Maru's minimalist prose creates devastating emotional impact. Let's step into the court. Let's map out the core concepts. At the heart is the Bildungsroman structure, 11-year-old Gopi's journey through grief into discipline. The first-person limited narration creates dramatic irony. We see PA's despair while Gopi only notices physical decline. The squash court is a microcosm, a motif for unspoken emotion, and Maru's restraint is the key to this novel's power. Characters like Uncle Pavan act as foils, highlighting PA's silence. Turning to our core analysis notes, Maru's extraordinary restraint means that the most emotional moments are conveyed through action, not words. When Gopi gets her first period, it's described through a squash shot. PA's love is shown through training, not speech. The novel's climax, the final tournament, is understated. For exam marks, you must comment on how this silence makes the grief feel more authentic and devastating. As the narrative progresses, Gopi moves through distinct stages. Initially, squash is an escape from grief. Then it becomes an obsession, a way to connect with Jed and to accidentally confront Pa. The climax, the tournament, is not about triumph but about maturity. Gopi's victory is understated. She has learned to hold both discipline and loss. Trace this arc to understand the Bildungsroman structure. Let's work through a typical 6-mark question. To answer how the squash court functions as a microcosm, first define microcosm as a small world reflecting larger themes. Then point out features. The court is enclosed, isolating, and requires repetitive movement, just like their grief. Use the spatial metaphor, the space that had opened out, to show how grief is a void. Conclude by linking the court's discipline to the family's unspoken coping mechanism. Common mistakes include simply summarizing what happens. For top marks, you must analyze how Maru writes, the restraint of her prose, the use of the squash motif, and the child narrator's perspective. Always connect to a key term like dramatic irony or foil. And use brief quotes. 1 or 2 words can unlock a whole analysis. For example, the space that had opened out shows grief as physical emptiness. To wrap up, remember that A Western Lane is about what is left unsaid. Focus on Maru's restraint, the squash court as a microcosm, and the dramatic irony from Gopi's limited perspective. Use terms like Bildungsroman, motif, and foil in your answers. Keep your quotes short and your analysis sharp. Now step onto the court and serve your best exam answer.